Hello and welcome back to Careers in Music. Today we're still talking about the musician as a business person with two new careers on the docket. We have instrument repair and tuning technician as well as instrument manufacturer. Let's begin. Just a recap. Okay, the possibilities are truly endless as long as you have this drive and passion. In the music industry, you don't want to be obnoxious or arrogant, but as long as you have a passion for music and are willing to learn, then this industry and these careers truly are for you. Just so everybody's aware, these presentations are going to be posted to our Google Classroom, so make sure you check them out if you want to spend some time reading them, or if the video is covering up any of the words in any way. I highly recommend you go and check it out. All right, let's begin. Again, right, do you have what it takes? Remember, passion over obnoxious. Be passionate. Ask yourself some of these questions. Another of my favorite is, do you have the humility to know where your challenges lie and the intelligence to study and work at improving yourself? Right? Do you have the wherewithal to realize that, you know what, I'm not actually good at this, but I wish to study it and I want to improve my skills. And today we're going to take a look at a couple of jobs where improvement of skills is really important and needed. So like I said, we have these 6 different classifications or categories of job areas. And today we're still talking about the musician as the business person. With 2 new careers, the instrument repair technician and tuner, as well as the music instrument manufacturer. Let's start with the technician and repair technicians and tuners. So, musical instrument repairs and tuners work on a variety of instruments, often operating inside music shops or repair shops to keep the pieces in tune and in proper condition. Those who specialize in working on pianos or pipe organs may travel to the instrument's location to work. Instrument repairs and tuners usually specialize in certain families of musical instruments, such as stringed or brass instruments. Depending on the instrument, they may be skilled in working with wood, metal, electronics, or other materials. There are approximately 6,000 music instrument repairers and tuners employed in Canada. In addition to the stringed instruments, contemporary orchestral instruments also include the woodwind, brass, and percussion families. Woodwinds include the flute, clarinet, oboe, bassoon, and saxophone. Brass instruments include the French horn, trumpet, cornet, trombone, and tuba. All require some professional care and maintenance at some point in time. Excuse me. All but the most heavily damaged instruments usually can be repaired by competent, experienced craft workers. In addition, instruments require regular maintenance and inspection to ensure that they play properly and to prevent small problems from becoming major ones. Stringed instrument repairers perform extremely detailed and difficult work. The repair of violins, violas, and cellos might be considered the finest woodworking done in the world today. Because their sound quality is so beautiful, some older, rare violins are worth millions of dollars, and musicians will sometimes fly halfway around the world to have rare instruments repaired by master restorers. In many ways, the work of these master craftspeople may be compared to the restoration of fine art masterpieces. Wind instrument repairs require a similar level of skill to that required of stringed instrument repairs. However, as the quality of the sound is more standard among manufacturers, old instruments do not necessarily play any better than new ones, and these instruments do not command the same value as a fine violin. The repairer first needs to determine the extent of repairs that the instrument warrants. The process may range from a few minor repairs to bring the instrument up to playing condition to a complete overhaul. After fixing the instrument, the repairer also will clean both the inside and outside and may replate the metal finish on a scuffed or rusty instrument. Repairing brass instruments such as trumpets and French horns requires skill in metalworking and plating. The pieces of these instruments are held together by solder, which the repairer must heat and remove to take the instrument apart for repair work. To fix dents, the repairer will unsolder the piece and work the dent out with hammers and more delicate tools and seal splits in the metal with solder as well. A final buffing and polishing usually removes any evidence of the repair. Excuse me. Piano technicians and piano tuners repair and tune pianos so that when a key is struck, it will produce its correctly pitched note of the musical scale. A piano may go out of tune for a variety of reasons, including strings that have stretched or tightened from age, temperature change, relocation, or simply through use. Tuners use special wrenches to adjust the pins that control the tension on the strings. Piano tuners usually are specially trained for such work, but piano technicians also may perform tuning in connection with a more thorough inspection or overhaul of an instrument. And you can see in the background photo one of these specialty wrenches that this gentleman is using to tune a specific key on the piano. A piano's performance is also affected by problems in any of the thousands of moving parts of the action or by problems in the sounding board or the frame holding the strings. These are problems that the technician is trained to analyze and correct. They may involve replacing or repairing parts or making adjustments that enable the existing parts to function more smoothly. For pipe organ technicians, the largest part of the job is repairing and maintaining existing organs. This primarily involves tuning the pipes, which can be time-consuming. The work of the electronic organ technician is closer to that of the electronics repair technician than it is to that of the pipe organ technician, but with some of the same qualities in their job. Accordion tuners and repairers work on free-reed portable accordions, piano accordions, concertinas, harmoniums, and harmonicas. They repair leaks in the bellows of an instrument, replace broken or damaged reeds, and perform various maintenance tasks. Other specialists in instrument repair include fretted instrument repairs, harp regulators, trombone slide assemblers, metal reed tuners, tone regulators, and chip tuners. Here are just some of the fast facts that you need to know in order to become a musical instrument repair technician and tuner. The school subjects that you can study are simply music, technical, and shop class. The personal skills required are that you are artistic, mechanical, and manipulative, that you can use your hands. The work environment is primarily indoors, usually with one location with a little bit of travel. There's usually a shop that these career people go to. Minimum level education is actually just a high school diploma. You can go to some post-secondary training at a college or a trade school or even a university, but it is not a requirement. An apprenticeship style learning strategy is used here, where students begin out with somebody who is a master and then they slowly learn the skills to become a master themselves. The salary range from $26,000 to $46,000 Canadian up to a maximum generally of $77,000 Canadian. Like I said, there's roughly 6,000 musical instrument repairers and tuners employed in Canada. If you want to know more, click on the Alice website link that's found in our presentation. A really good example of an instrument repair technician and tuner, it can be found in Calgary at Blue Note Musical Instruments. They were originally founded by Dave Edgar, but then Mike Griffin took over from Dave Edgar, and they repair and tune a wide variety of things, woodwind and brass instruments, saxophones. They specialize in saxophones, flutes, and clarinets, as well as the restoration of vintage saxophones. They're a really cool shop, so I highly recommend you go and check them out. A little bit about Mike Griffin. Okay, I'll leave you to read that. Now, the next career is music instrument manufacturer and sales. There are many opportunities for musicians in this area of business. Musicians who are willing to combine their talents with other skills such as marketing, sales, repairing, designing, and handcrafting. Every instrument and accessory has to be invented and designed. Not only new, but also the standard instruments need improvements, new materials and techniques. That calls for research and development engineers. And who would know better than a musician what sounds, feels, and plays better on her or his instrument? The ability to play several instruments is a big asset to an inventor or manufacturer. A musician who has been influenced by the age of electronics and whose curiosity has led to the understanding of computers, chips, and circuitry is standing on the threshold of electronic instruments, the invention and design, and also the building, testing, repairing, demonstration, selling, and performing of these instruments. A musician who is good at woodworking and finishing can turn to building guitars, violins, cellos, pianos, and other stringed instruments. Musicians who enjoy working with metal, soldering, shaping, plating, and machining can also find careers in building brass instruments. Every instrument built needs to be inspected and tested, and that takes someone with a thorough knowledge of the instrument and music. Many instrument manufacturers have training programs so that a musician can gain experience on the job. In some cases, after gaining experience, a musician can also build instruments in her or his own shop. Other opportunities in manufacturing are management, sales, product, development, promotion, advertising, and demonstrating. Here's one really good example. Yamaha builds, designs, and manufactures and produces some of the most wonderful woodwind and brass instruments. I highly recommend that you take a look at some of these links, right? The trumpet making factory that's in Japan, how they build Yamaha guitars also in Japan, and just the simple story of Yamaha itself and where they came from. You will see here in the photo to the right a lathe, a metalsmithing lathe, which is able to carve chunks of steel and brass, is actually lathing out the inside shape of a trumpet mouthpiece. In Calgary, we get this group called Ironside Custom Guitars. They're in not in Calgary, they're in Three Hills, Alberta. They develop and design and build some of Alberta's premier guitars, custom-built guitars. They are beautiful. They sound beautiful, they look beautiful, and the quality really is there. So I highly recommend you take a look at their website, Ironside Custom Guitars, just for interest's sake, or if you wish to purchase a new guitar in any kind of way. And that's it for us for this lesson in music careers. Don't forget, answer the discussion questions for this week, and we will chat with you next week. Bye for now.